It's time for our regular 101 marketing, which is Alex Ryan, who's got some top tips. Now, he might be in his car or
I'm all right.
Studio because he's got builders about to knock down his walls. So,
no.
Top tips for this month.
No, thankfully they haven't started yet. Well, thankfully for you, frustratingly for me. Hi everyone, great to see you again. I hope everyone is enjoying the unlocking, getting out some beer gardens. I'm Alex from Marketing 101, marketing consultancy and support for small businesses. So before we begin, remember all the historical videos of these sessions are on alexryanuk.com/news. So if you missed them and I reference them today, you can go and catch up with them there. I've got a super quick tip today, which is just about WhatsApp. I find it really, really useful for quick communications with work colleagues and clients throughout the day, rather than always emailing or phoning. And it's especially good, of course, whilst we're all working from home, if possible, as per the rules. So my first tip is to get WhatsApp on your computer if you haven't already. A lot of people don't realize you can get WhatsApp onto your computer on a Mac or a PC, download it, and have it open on your desktop. It's so much quicker to type into or to share files or images with people if it's on your computer, rather than having to pick up your phone each time. And as well, during Zoom meetings, I tend to have it open as well, because the Zoom chat can disappear afterwards. So if you're talking about things in meetings, links to go and check out, those kind of things that we all discuss, I personally chuck them into WhatsApp to that person at that point, so that they can retain that after the meeting and go and check it out, rather than leaving the Zoom meeting and you've forgotten to download the chat. And then the second quick tip, most people didn't know this that I've told them about, is that you can mark messages as unread on WhatsApp, which is really, really useful on your phone or your computer when you've read a message by accident, or you realize a message is going to take longer to respond to than you've actually got time for. Just go back to your inbox, the chat section on a computer, right click, mark as unread, and on a phone, just press and hold that chat, and a little menu will pop up and you can mark it as unread. There's loads of kind of WhatsApp productivity tips, so let me know and I can bring a few more next month. So in our first couple of sessions this year, we'd be talking about this basic marketing mix that a small business like yourself could implement. Here's a reminder of what it looked like. If you missed it and want to review that, of course, head to the videos on alexryanuk.com. You've got your shop in the middle, you've got your digital marketing in white. From left clockwise, you've got content creation, social media, paid advertising, top right, data collection underneath that, and email marketing down the bottom. And then you've got your blue offline activities, bottom left. This section that we looked at was all about publishing content to your website and then sharing it out to your social media. And at the time, I promised to do a quick session on removing the overwhelm of blogging. It's a great tool, but some people find it really, really hard to get into it. So personally, I believe blogging should be a standard practice for all businesses. It's your way of allowing people to see beyond the sales and deeper into your brand, build that brand affinity. The only reason for not blogging is if you run a dry, lifeless business that you hate, in which case you should definitely keep that to yourself and maybe find another job. The first thing to know about blogging is it doesn't have to be about writing dozens and dozens of paragraphs. Just a paragraph or two and some great photos or a good list is perfectly acceptable for a blog. Maybe a video or an infographic. Do be aware that if you're using an image or an infographic, you should really own it. Copyright still applies within blogs. Video is the same unless you're embedding it from YouTube, which is what we all do, in which case it's totally fine, because YouTube has done us all the favor of ripping the uploaders' rights away from them at the time of uploading. So you're absolutely fine embedding videos from YouTube onto your blog. The second thing to know about blogging is it's no longer your online diary. In history, it was all about entries being chronological, but that's just not the case anymore. Your blog should just be an interesting collection of articles. They can be varied in style. They don't need to be any particular order. And you can hide the dates too if you don't particularly want people knowing the last time you blogged, if you can't get to it too regularly. So with that in mind, let's look at the main trade secret for today, which is a list of blog types. As I said, a lengthy text blog is just one of dozens of options, but it's the one that everyone's mind always goes to. So here's a few more. You could do a checklist style blog. You could do a review, perhaps of a piece of software that you use in your industry, case study of a bit of your work, a survey or a quiz for your customers, behind the scenes, maybe of an event you're running, or just of your office life, a photo story, a collection of photos, an interview with someone from your industry or one of your suppliers or partners, or just a nice staff profile once a month of one of your team members. And if that doesn't immediately kind of inspire you, then a quick Google of types of blog posts will give you plenty of articles to help you out. Things like 97 different types of blog posts, that kind of thing. You'll find loads and loads of inspiration there to get away from get you away from that mindset of I have to write lots and lots of copy. Next up, I generally recommend working a month in advance. Dedicate just a couple of hours at the beginning of each month to picking 4 of those blog types. I'm going to do an interview, I'm going to do a survey, and then plan the rough content of each. Plan it all up front. Not a great deal of planning, just the topic, the angle, maybe the proposed outcome or learning, maybe even the title. And then if you have the luxury, delegate amongst your team. You've done the hard work already. That the actual creative bit's the hardest bit, choosing the style of the post and structuring that content. They just need to fill those gaps in for you. If you don't have that luxury, then of course you've got to do it yourself and split it out over the course of the month. Schedule it in 1 a week. Try not to spend more than an hour on each blog. You don't have to spend more than that. And you also don't have to blog weekly if you're on your own. You could do it fortnightly or monthly, just when you feel the urge. My final tip is that if you don't know or care about SEO, then just don't worry about it. You can plug SEO into blogs, but it's not vital. Just write genuinely and Google will give you some SEO value anyway. It's very, very clever these days. It knows the real deal when it sees it. The main thing we're creating here is content to push out to your social media channels and to add onto your email marketing. People really appreciate businesses that go that extra mile, create free content. So create and share regularly, and you'll definitely begin to see the benefit. So there you have it. That's absolutely everything. Hopefully it's inspired you to get blogging. If not, you can always pay someone else to do it. There's copywriters in the room today that I've seen. And of course, it's also a service that a marketing agency I know of provides. Shameful plug, apologies. Thank you. Please find me by any of the below.
Alex,
it would be love to connect.
Alex, you must plug yourself now and again, mate. This is one thing we all should be doing. That's another thing. You can do that next month. Anyway, that's Alex Ryan from Marketing 101 that does know people and do some writing for you if you do need to add that. Also knows some handy builders that don't start at 8 o'clock. They don't start till 9 o'clock, which means you're paying them for an hour that they're not doing.